SGL, welcome on in. It is Friday night, and you know what that means. We gotta get started with some SGL Premier League action. And to kick off our weekend, we are gonna be showcasing this match between LaCinco12 of Austin FC versus El Matador of FC Dallas. I am honestly looking forward to this matchup. This is gonna be pretty hype. The Texas Derby always delivers in SGL. See surprises, some really good gameplay, some really awkward moments as well. And you know these two teams will make it competitive. As much as on paper it might seem one-sided, and we'll get into that later, I think it's going to be way closer than it looks. And we might see some good end-to-end action tonight. So, we are in Week 13. This is the second to last week of the league campaign. Next week is going to be the very last one. To think that we are about to end season 10. It has been an incredible season, everyone. And you know what? I'm actually looking forward to how this is going to end, especially in the Premier. To see what I mean, let's go take a look at the league standings. As of now, Frontera Chrome, having played their match already, are 1 point ahead of Timbers Army. Of course, Frontera Chrome went to a 5-game matchup. Sorry, they went to 5 games against EM Dallasport. EM Dallasport coming so close to getting a massive upset and significantly aiding Timbers Army in the process. But Frontera Chrome got the job done. They got the 4 points. They're up by 1 point. And now they await Timbers Army's matchup against KC Cauldron to see if Timbers Army will return to the top of the table. So yeah, as you can see right there, it's basically a 2-horse race. LaCinco12 and KC Cauldron did put up a good fight, but they have kinda fallen back. And now they're just playing for bragging rights. They're trying to see if either of them can finish in 3rd place. Meanwhile, down below, you see basically the second tier of teams, Matador and ECRC, in 6th and 5th place respectively. I don't even know why went in that order, but ECRC in 5th, they had their struggles, and you know what? This is probably a season to forget for them, but these guys are always good. You know they'll bounce back, and recently they have been in good form. They will be facing off against Sounders RC when that match gets scheduled. Sounders RC with 2 wins this season, despite their struggles. They'll probably be satisfied with that, in all honesty. Meanwhile, we have the championship on the right. All matches played out. And you see the Rebellion at the top with 41 points, 4 points ahead of Steel Army, 5 points ahead of EC Defiance. That means EC Defiance are out of title contention because they won't be able to go up to 41. Then you have EC Eternal, Frontera Azul. All right, I need to make a correction right there because that is not true. It should be the other way around. It should be Frontera Azul over EC Eternal. Let's see if I can get that sorted out. All right, there you go. Frontera Azul above EC Eternal, just as it should be. Everything is tied across the board except for the head-to-head record. Frontera Azul having 2 match wins over EC Eternal. That's why they are above the Seattle cohort. And then lower down to the table, Axe and Rose. Honestly, not a terrible campaign. They probably could have had some better results, but they've also had a bit of rough luck going their way. So not too bad in the grand scheme of things. It's a step forward for them. And Los Verdes still looking for their first point. So, one thing I want to highlight in the championship, we do have 1 more week remaining, but the title race has been decided. Congratulations to the Rebellion for winning SGL Championship. If they get swept and Steel Army win, Steel Army will be on 9 wins. The first tiebreaker after points is match wins. And Rebellion have already reached 10 wins. Steel Army won't be able to get there. We've already talked about EC Defiance being 5 points behind. So the Rebellion have sealed the championship league. They are your league champions. Congratulations to Shorts, Polar, Triple C, and Pipe Shot Gogan for their first bit of success in SGL, their first championship. But it's not over for them. They still have a double at play this season. They are in the grand final against Steel Army in the Championship Cup. We shall see if they can get that done too. But regardless, it has been a great season for them. Only one loss against EC Defiance. Incredible job by the Rebellion. Congrats to them. GG's. But for the Premier, we still have quite a bit to go. So as you see right here in the schedule, 3 more matches remaining this week in the Premier. 2 more matches yet to be scheduled. We are still waiting for them to be established. LaCinco12 versus El Matador is going to kick off tonight, though. And I think it's a good time to take a bit of a deep dive. So whoops. Wait. I had a feeling there was something wrong. Why is this glitch? Okay, let me get that out of here. All right, now we're set. You can see that the championship week was done. All good. On the left, of course, you have 3 more matches remaining to be played. No sweep so far. We'll see if that continues or if that can change. But let's take a deep dive into LaCinco12 versus El Matador. Series record-wise, not that different. The only difference is it's a mirror. So LaCinco12 is 7-5, El Matador 5-7. However, despite El Matador having a good spell earlier on the season, is LaCinco12 who have come up strong and, you know, potentially were involved in the title race. El Matador just kind of fell away. We could take a deep dive into that later on as to why they have been so successful once we look at the rosters. But as you can see right here, on paper, LaCinco12 are more aggressive, they're more potent, they're more clinical, they move the ball way quicker, and they can protect their net better. Now, that doesn't mean it's going to be an obvious victory for LaCinco12. One of their weaknesses has been them being a bit one-dimensional, also not doing a great job of finishing off their chances when needed. They particularly struggled with that earlier in the season when you just look at that team and you'd be like, this team is good, but why are they not winning games? And then you start watching and be like, oh yeah, they're missing a lot of chances. They're getting out of position. They're double committing. They have cleaned that up over the season and they have become a solid team. But they still show that from time to time. So there is a chance for El Matador to get one over their Texas rivals and at least get some bragging rights tonight, even if they're going to go trophyless this season after having a couple of really successful seasons previously. Now, the key for LaCinco12's recent success and their major improvement has been the emergence of Runsao and the introduction of Kaser into this team. Runsao has been the main man. I mean, he has been heavily involved. You can see the number of shots he takes. He is very much an active player in the final third. Looking to clean up and get his goals whenever possible. And defensively, he has come up clutch on so many occasions. I mean, there would be so many moments where the team would, you know, be out of position. They'd be caught too high up. And then when the other team's counterattacking, looking for that potential open net goal, Runsao is right there to make a big save. And you're like, how the heck did he do that? Oh my God. And speaking of, oh my God, Kaser has come in and made an incredible impression, you know, taking this team to a whole other level. He is one of the best players SGL has had in recent years, and, you know, he has come in and just provided just so many highlight reel moments, but it's not like he's just coming in and trying to look for clips. He's actually engaging and playing with his team, you know, creating chances for his teammates, setting them up, rotating accordingly, just playing very sensibly, you know. So he has come in and he has basically completed the puzzle. So the only thing remaining for this team is to just improve individually and make sure that they can be a bit more clinical and a bit more decisive, especially when the going gets tough. Meanwhile, for El Matador, they've had, you know, an interesting time this season. They have had they haven't had Kiwi available throughout this season. He just hasn't been able to find some free time. His work schedule means he's not able to get involved in SGL. So they've had a relatively small squad until they got Huey in from EM Dallasburn during the roster update window. And Huey has given them an added dimension. He's given them some spark. But El Matador still just can't seem to work well together. And it just feels like this team is a little bit lost. Just still in a transition phase. Just trying to, you know, still trying to get used to each other. Trying to get used to the league as a whole. I mean, you have Indestructible, aka Gnostics, who is making his debut this season. And Skyline, who made his debut last season after coming in during the roster update window of Season 9. So for Skyline, you know, he's trying to get used to his teammates and trying to get used to the faster pace in the Premier. And of course, you have Kuva's been making a decent number of appearances, and he has gone better. It's just the whole team has gone worse, unfortunately, for him. So at the end of the day, you know, El Matador have had their struggles, but they're still capable of really incredible and special moments. I mean, Gnostics has come up with a bunch of highlight reel plays. He and Luis have connected together so well, and Huey provides the X factor that they need. We've seen incredible highlights from Kuva as well, coming up with big goals, you know, contributing big time in the 50s and defensive moments as well. And Skyline has been clutch with his goals too. Like, whenever there would be tough moments, Skyline would be there, he'd slot it, and the whole team would get buoyed up, and they just, you know, be inspired to get a big result. Right, so that does it for the preview. We are going to kick off very soon. Just going to wait for both teams to join the lobby. All right, both teams are going in. We are going to kick off very, very soon. LaCinco12 versus El Matador. Here we go. Oh my goodness, what a fast start that could have been for LaCinco12, who have started with Hophead in game one. Very interesting. So Hophead and Devin together with Case are going against Luis, Skyline, and Kuv. Ooh, interesting lineups right here. Bringing out players you typically wouldn't get to see in game one, but you know what? That's really good to see. We'll see how this match goes. Could have been 1-0 to LaCinco12, courtesy of a rifle of a shot from Kaser, but an incredible save at the near post sees this remain at 0-0. But now Kaser looking to create a chance, and Devin dives in right in front of the goal line, gets demoed for his trouble, but he does earn a goal. LaCinco12 start off strong. They take the lead. The one thing I want to highlight about Hophead in particular, he used to have, first of all, he used to have an interesting name back in the day. He's been around for a couple of seasons, yes. This is, I believe, his third season. Back in the day, he used to have a name which would go by as Bustin' Cider 6996. Yep, that was his name, but then he decided to go to the more conventional Hophead. And, well, at least it makes it easier to recall his name as we see Devin step up yet again and get his second. Kaser getting the assist, faking Skyline, dodging away. Luis losing the 50 to Devin. Kuv couldn't get there back in time. LaCinco12 are up, courtesy of Devin. They're up 2-0. And yes, that is right, pals. Good to see you in chat, by the way. Hophead was the reason Devin got involved. If you want to know why that was the case, well, Hophead is Devin's father. So we have a father-son duo playing, and unfortunately for LaCinco12, the father couldn't get to the ball in time. Skyline, once again, getting the clutch goal to inspire El Matador back into this game. Powerful low shot to the middle of the net. Hophead couldn't get there back in time. 2-1, game on. Cyberburn, good to see you in chat as always, bro. Remind me, pals, how long has Hophead been around for? Because I know Devin came in after Hophead, so I'm guessing Hophead's been around for what, 4 seasons or so, right? Meanwhile, El Matador have thrown right into this game. Skyline's goal giving them a whole lot of confidence. LaCinco12 need to defend and protect their lead. They do just fine right there. The clearance doesn't go past Luis, but he runs out of boost, and Hophead plays it into the middle. Kaser with a shot. No one's in the net. And Kaser gets his first. Restores the 2-goal lead for LaCinco12. The spawn was unfortunate. Skyline trying to get the ball out. Kuv spawned at the near side. Unable to react on in time as he just spawned in. The net was wide open. El Matador gonna go back, but now they're down by 2 again. LaCinco12 are up 3-1. Yeah, I'm remembering that now, pals. Yeah. So Devin did come in the same year as Hophead, but it was in the season after. And yeah, I think Hophead has been playing for about 4 seasons. 3 with Los Verdes, and Los Verdes was the only Austin FC team back then. So you'd see Palace get involved, along with Hophead and Devin, of course, who does get his hat trick. Kaser, the creator, yet again, the architect of El Matador's misfortunes in game 1. The misery keeps piling on for the FC Dallas boys. LaCinco12 are up 4-1. Luis trying to do it all on its own, trying to inspire the team back, but that defensive wall has been established. Good save right there. Now it's El Matador's turn to defend. Hophead completely missing the ball. Devin waiting to see if the ball will come loose, and it kind of does, but he chooses to go for the boost instead. Kaser reacts, gets the ball, and now he's trying to create a chance on his own, but he has to get past Luis first. And Luis had to dodge that demo. Still gets away with the whole thing. He's now bringing the ball forward. Nice 50 right to the middle, but Kaser is there to get to it first. Loose touch though. Luis has a shot to the open net. Hophead trying his best to save that, but he gets an unfortunate bounce off the post. El Matador bring him back to 2. Luis with a goal. 4-2 with 1 minute 22 seconds remaining. Chat, it's not over yet. It can still go El Matador's way. Exactly, Palace. That bounce, I have my gripe with the way the ball bounces off the post at crossbar attempts, because it feels like the ball just seems to magnetize into the net. But more often than not, you know what? You just kind of get used to it, because it's at least consistent. You know what to expect. And speaking of expecting something, Kuv trying to get his goal and bring El Matador back to 1 behind LaCinco12. Skyline somehow getting a demo there, gets a first touch, tries to get the second, but he just couldn't dodge the ball. Now Luis takes over. Look at a solo play this, getting this double, but Kaser gets back, gets to the ball first and clears it out. An unfortunate dodge from Kuv. Devin trying to go for his 4th, but Skyline meets him in the orange goal mouth and gets it out of the way. Great defending from Skyline. Those 50s are not always so straightforward. It's not about just getting to the ball first. It's about getting to the right spot and getting the proper contact so the ball just doesn't get pitched into the net. Now El Matador having to do a whole lot of defending in the final 15 seconds. Time's running out for them. LaCinco12 are just content to time waste and demo El Matador. Luis, I think he's run out of time now. He's just going to look for a consolation goal. He can't get it. And now El Matador look to move on to game 2. They have conceded game 1 to LaCinco12, who win 4-2. Let's see what El Matador have in store for us in the next game. Good to see Hophead get involved, by the way. 1 assist and 2 saves, 249 points. You know what? Props to Hophead. He played a part, and he didn't look too out of place. Some will say, well, you know, Hophead and Couve and El Matador have kind of just given up. At least that's what I'm saying. I'm not sure if everyone else is saying that, but, you know, let's give credit to Hophead nonetheless. He played well alongside Kaser and Devin. I wonder if he's going to stick around or if they're going to change things up, but you know what? Second last week. Next week's probably the last time. Next week's the last time LaCinco12 will play anyway, so they may as well give more time to Hophead, you know? Master, good to see you in chat. Not too often we get to see Master in for SGL. It's good to have you here, brother. Massa, of course, the SGL champion at Season 2 with LaCinco12. Of course, Palace is the only other champion from that team, and he's the only active champion from Season 2 overall, if I'm not mistaken. Bit of SGL history for you guys right there. And surprisingly, no subs. Both teams are sticking to the same lineup. That is absolutely incredible. Hophead gets another game in. Here we go, Sovereign Heights, game 2. And that is a well-crafted goal from LaCinco12. El Matador stuck at the back. Devin launching himself to perfection off of the corner and diming up Kaser. That's probably the easiest goal he's going to be scoring tonight. A tap in right in front of the open net. LaCinco12, just like in game 1, take the lead. Uh-oh. That spells trouble for El Matador. Devin has been on top of his game tonight. Absolutely incredible performance from him. Great aerial, no resistance at all to Skyline down on the floor. No one up at the backboard to get the ball out. It's a nice straightforward double for Devin. Lead extended to 2, and LaCinco12 are looking incredibly comfortable tonight. And the misery just keeps piling on. El Matador get caught off guard defensively yet again. Everyone all the way up. 150 lost, and the ball just ricochets out to the midfield. Devin with a tap in. He gets 2. LaCinco12 get 3. We haven't even played a minute, and this game is running away from El Matador's grasp. Wonder what El Matador have planned out here. Oh, they're looking for a creative goal right there. Skyline and Luis looking to get a pinch, but Luis got to the ball first. Looked for the double. Just didn't work out for him. Now he's looking for a cycle, but he doesn't get a clean touch. Skyline, though, can get to the ball first. Loose ball in the midfield. Couve brings it out to Luis, who lets the ball bounce. A miss from Devin. Couve misses as well. Skyline waiting to see if he can get a good center. But the ball just goes out to Kaser. Luis versus Kaser. Luis lets it go. Kaser lets it go as well. And El Matador get away with it right there. Hophead couldn't get to the ball. The Couve beats him first. So ball goes out to the midfield. El Matador backing up yet again, giving Devin time to create something right here. Kaser, Devin double committing. Typically, we'd see Devin go after the ball and, you know, try and make something out of moments like that, but this time it's Kaser getting to the ball first. I think I can see what Kaser is trying to go for, but I think because, you know, Devin was going away from the goal anyways. Oh, here we go again. Luis trying to go for the psycho to no avail. Blocked by Kaser, if I'm not mistaken. As you can see in the quick chat, yeah, Kaser saw what was up and acknowledges that he denied Luis a potential clip. Kaser trying to go for one on his own flip reset double, but just couldn't get the shot on target. Now Skyline trying to bring his team back. Skyline player who kick-started El Matador's potential comeback in game 1. Right now, El Matador just really struggling to get a good look on goal. They can bring the ball forward into the blue half, but they just are unable to create a decent opportunity. This might be it for them, though. A huge open net, and Skyline, of course it had to be Skyline. He gets the first for El Matador yet again. LaCinco12 falling asleep defensively, leaves it all open for Skyline. And LaCinco12 had their lead reduced to 2. Can El Matador protect their net and get a second? Can they make a game out of this game too? We shall see. Kesa creates something right here. Had no boost to really get to the ball. You're just taking a chance. See if he can create something out of nothing. Skyline beats one. Ball in the other end. Kaser trying to take... Sorry, Devin trying to take control. My mistake. Now Devin trying to center it to the middle. No one in the back of the net. Kaser fakes out Coop. Kaser versus Luis. He pops it up all the way. The ball could still go in. And Coop and Skyline combine to clear it out. Hophead trying his best to get a touch on the ball to no avail. Decent center, but Devin gets the ball first, and it's going towards the opposite net. Kaser with a shot off of the post. Hophead! Coop denies him. Prevents it from getting his first in this match. But Kaser trying to clean it up. Devin there to follow up. Of course it had to be Devin. A hat trick for him yet again. 67 miles per hour, 107 kilometers. Courtesy of Alan's BankersOnly.com radar gun. Alan, if you are still around, if you're somehow catching these on YouTube or something, we'd be happy to have you back in the commentary booth as we wrap up this season, so let us know if you're still around. But El Matador are struggling to keep themselves close in this game. A 3-goal lead yet again for LaCinco12. El Matador just look defeated out there at the moment. As we enter the final minute, the ball's going in yet again. Open net off of the post once again. Kaser just can't get another after the first that was dimed by Devin. And I wonder if they're trying to set up a goal for Hophead. Might be it, because he's starting to get more touches on the ball. But Luis goes to Skyline. Skyline doesn't get a clean touch. The ball is just stuck in the corner. Luis having to go back and reset. Move in front of the goal. Luis trying to take over, do it all on his own. Skyline going in for it, but he misses. I think they're trying to create an incredibly creative passing play right there, but Skyline just couldn't get the touch, and Luis had to do his best to make sure LaCinco12 couldn't get a counter going. Coop, he had the open net. Coop gets the goal for El Matador. LaCinco12 getting caught off by that touch from Skyline. Hophead with a ghost touch. Kaser and Devin hanging out at the near corner. Coop gets one in this match. 2-goal deficit, but El Matador only have 9 seconds remaining. They don't have much time to get back into this. And with the ball in the orange half, that's game number 2 for LaCinco12. El Matador have tried all they could, but they just couldn't get themselves into this game. Luis with 102 points. You don't get to see that all the time. Wow. Wonder if we're going to see some subs just to give other players some playing time. Wonder if El Matador has something stored in their sleeve to come back in this match. Because at this moment, they are unfortunately looking likely to get swept right here. LaCinco12 are just dominant so far. Palace, I don't think you're going to play tonight, are you? Only if we lose. Okay, well, we'll see. We shall see. So I guess there's your answer. LaCinco12 sticking with the same lineup. I don't think Runsau is around. So we'll see if El Matador can regroup and come back. Game 3, it's not over yet. Yes, they have struggled in the first 2 games, but It's a best of 5 at the end of the day. There's still potential for a reverse sweep. All that's required is for El Matador to win this game 3. Here we go. Can they get the first goal to put some pressure on LaCinco12, or will LaCinco12 set themselves up for a sweep? Devin on top of his game. Kaser centering it. Hoppet choosing to stay all the way back. It looked like the perfect setup for him, but he didn't want to commit up. He just wanted to stay back and defend. LaCinco12 now need to drop back to get into their defensive shape. Luis letting it go for Skyline, who gets the nice first touch. Has to beat Hoppet. Misses the ball. Kuv going for the center. Kaser slowing it down and allowing Devin to clear it out to the midfield. A fake, but that gives Kaser a chance to get to the ball, and he gets LaCinco12's first goal yet again. LaCinco12 with the first goal in the game. Yet again, they do it within the first minute. And for El Matador, unfortunately for them, they have conceded off of a bit of sloppy play. Just looking really off the pace tonight. And you know what? We're not going to blame them for this because that was an insane pinch. Look at that bounce. That ball did not want to slow down until he got that final bounce off of the sidewall. And Devin, he wanted to get his goal. He didn't want to give it a Kaser. He was like, you know what? It's right there. I'm going to just tap it in. Thank you very much. And it's 2-0 to LaCinco12. Looks likely for we are looking likely to see a third from LaCinco12, but a good save right there from Kuv. On the counter, Kuv with a shot to the near post, off of the post. Luis follows up, and he gets El Matador back into this. Devin choosing to go for the boost. Kaser giving up, I guess. Don't know what happened there. But El Matador back. They don't care how they score. It's 2-1. Game on in game 3. Nice neutral 50. The ball's going into the back of the net. Perfect kickoff for LaCinco12. Soon after, Hophead and Devin got involved in that kickoff. LaCinco12 scored. And you might have noticed this, but Kaser did crash. And Devin and Hophead are saying, yeah, we'll just keep playing this. We don't want to pause. So we'll let them play on. And Luis and El Matador are going to take full advantage of this opportunity. Luis going off the sidewall, getting a reset, beating both Devin and Hopphead, getting the double off the backboard. It is a 2v3 situation, but that looked more like a 1v2, and Luis took care of it all by himself. 3-2 to El Matador. It's still a game. LaCinco12 still choosing to play 3v2. So, just as a heads up, he may have been disconnected, but he can still join back in. Still time for Kaser to get involved tonight. But can Luis get a goal back? Get the equalizer for El Matador. One demo. Luis just trying to get Devin out of position, but Devin keeps his composure, sees that off. And now it's Hopphead and Devin trying to do it all on their own. Luis off the corner. Flip reset, one beats one, trying to go for the goal, and Hopphead with a massive save. Kuv lurking at the near post as well, but couldn't get the shot off. Oh my goodness, speaking of Kuv, he gets an unfortunate ricochet. Skyline beaten two at a massive open net at the other end. Devin, though, just decides to put it off target, and yeah, it's still 3-2. I can't pause it, but Devin said in game chat we got it, so I presume they just wanted to keep playing. And yeah, you know what? Kaser comes in, he gets a goal. Just like that. They survived a 2v3, and then Kaser gets a goal. Just as he came in, 74 mile per hour, 118 kilometer per hour zinger, courtesy of AllensBangersOnly.com radar gun, and LaCinco12 have a 2-goal lead once again after they get back to 3 players. Nice bump right there. El Matador defending yet again. Hophead trying to get his goal, but Kuv denies him and gets demoed for that. And LaCinco12 getting some retaliation, whether it's intended or not. Skyline getting the demo off of Devin. A bit of an awkward moment between Luis and Kuv, but now Luis takes over after Skyline clears, getting a double off. Couldn't get it on target. That would have been an incredible goal. Now it's LaCinco12 on the counter. Kaser trying to get his hat trick. Tries to redirect it towards the net. Off of the backboard. Hophead cannot get it on target. I think they're still trying to set him up with a goal in this matchup. And Luis does it yet again. Gets the third for El Matador. The lead reduced to 1 yet again. Game on. 1 minute 16 seconds remaining. It's 4-3 to LaCinco12. Now Luis trying to get the equalizer, but Devin is back there to make a big save. Luis trying to reset off the corner, trying to take over, do it all on his own. Beats Devin, Hophead, and Kaser coming back. Going with the near post shot. Kaser saves it off the near post. El Matador keep this going, but LaCinco12 have held on strong, and they might get their fifth. But what an insane save from Skyline at the near post. Right place at the right time. Keeps the lead for LaCinco12 to 1. Denies Devin this time. A huge second save, even if the game does not want to acknowledge it. We are now going to enter the final 30 seconds. El Matador are looking for the equalizer. They have come close on a couple of big occasions. LaCinco12 trying to end it right here. Let's see how this game concludes. Luis beats 1, but Hophead is there for the big clearance. Kaser now trying to go for a pass. Hophead, the net is open. Can he finally get his goal? Devin takes over. Hophead said, nah, son, you can have it. And his boy duly obliges. Gets the goal to seal the deal for LaCinco12. 5-3 with 6 seconds remaining. And Devin in chat saying that he froze. But I think his game froze. I think he's about to disconnect. Not that it matters. 2-goal lead. Luis trying to look for the clip-owned goal. And there it is for the clip comp for week 13. Well, what a better... I guess there's no better way to end this, eh? 6-3 to LaCinco12. Game, set, and match. 3-0 sweep. There you go. Shaybomb, good to see you in chat. I wouldn't use this match to talk about LaCinco12's abilities per se, because yeah, they look very good, but I'm not gonna lie, El Matador really struggled tonight. I mean, they were just off their game. Oh, I will. Don't worry, pals. That's the plan. That's absolutely the plan. You know, some will say this went as expected. A 3-0 sweep for LaCinco12 against El Matador. You know what? That doesn't surprise me. I was hoping that there would be a bit more of a close matchup between these two teams, but you know what? Season's about to end. LaCinco12 have a cup final to play after week 14. El Matador, well, they have one more week of gameplay. Week 14 against EM Dallasport. They might just, you know, have a good time out there. Against the FC Dallas cohort in EM Dallasport. So I think they're just looking to wind down their season at this point. But yeah, Shaybob, you know what? I don't want to just discredit LaCinco12 like that entirely. Yeah, they look very good. Don't get me wrong. I just wouldn't use this match as an indicator, in all honesty. They've had tougher matchups. All right. We're not going to waste much more time. We're going to go straight into the first interview. Let me just drink some water to hydrate myself. Remember, chat, hydrate. Or you know what? As Debit would say, hydrate or dihydrate? All right, we now have our first interview lined up. Let us welcome on in Kaser of LaCinco12. Kaser, I'm not gonna lie, that looked like an easy match for you guys out there. What were the vibes like in the voice chat tonight?
Oh, it was a lot more relaxed. I think we were doing a lot more chatting just about life and Austin FC, more than like actually chatting about the game, which is pretty cool.
Well, I mean, that makes sense because the MLS weekend is about to kick off. And I think a lot of us are looking forward to that, in all honesty. So, I mean, it seemed like you guys weren't really, worried about this match at all. But were there moments where you guys felt like you were put under pressure?
I mean, I feel like after my game crashed, I got kind of worried. But I think other than that, there weren't that many moments that we became kind of stressed. I think also towards the end of the last game, we were really trying to get Hophead a goal.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's fair. One thing I do want to highlight is it's incredible to see Hophead play all 3 games. And, you guys just stuck to that same team throughout. How did it feel to get him so heavily involved as the league season starts to wrap up for LaCinco12?
I mean, I think it's good. We need to get as much exposure to everyone that we need, and he was playing pretty well as well. So he had a few good shots on net and a lot of assists. So it was pretty good. And Palace was having fun on the sideline.
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, okay, I need to know what happened in that game 3 because it looked like you set up Hophead with the perfect opportunity for him to get his goal. And then he just paused and let Devin score. What happened there?
I'm sure the version of events I'll tell you is probably different than what Devin would say, but I don't know. Hophead was kind of pushing it towards net. He was about to score, and then I don't know. It seemed like he did freeze in the moment, and then I don't know. Devin just put it into his own hands.
I mean, if you say he froze, then you know what? It might make sense. Devin in chat saying, "No, my dad just stopped moving. I thought he thought someone was there." What? Oh no. Wow. You had the opportunity to get your goal and you just thought, nope, I can't go for this. You know what? Let's move on. I think you're right. 2 different versions of the same story right here. So, I mean, for you just went in. You were looking to basically, end this match nice and early. Was that the approach from you guys from the start? Just wanted to get a sweep and get it over with?
I definitely think that was the approach. I mean, we were all playing well beforehand, and I think second we went up like 3 goals in game 1. I think that was just the plan for the rest of the series.
Yeah, fair. And for next week, I mean, that's going to be your penultimate week in the season. Of course, in 2 weeks' time, you'll have the grand final. Are you planning to give Hophead more minutes or try something different as a team? Maybe have some fun next week?
That's probably up to Palace. I mean, I'm not sure. Sometimes he puts the winning drive over everything, and other times maybe not. But I think it depends on how he's feeling. But I don't think that'll change the result. I think we'll still come out with the win.
Oh, absolutely. No, fair. Let's talk about you and your time in SGL this season so far. I mean, you came in the middle of the season during the roster update window, and you basically, helped take this team to the next level. You brought them into the grand final for their chance to get their first bit of success since season 2. And, despite not being able to keep yourself in the title chase, I mean, you guys are finishing off strong right here. So, where are you going to set your expectations, both for yourself and for your team, for season 11?
I mean, season 11, I'm definitely going to try and play as much as I can. I mean, I've really enjoyed my time here so far. So, yeah, I'll probably try and stay and keep playing. And, I mean, I'm not sure if we can take the crown from Timbers Army, at least in the league play, but I think we'll be able to win the cup this year and hopefully more in the future.
Absolutely. There you go. Kaser, one last question. You and your teammates were talking about Austin FC and looking forward to the season. Have you guys been talking about potentially meeting up together, or for you to be able to watch a match or two at the very least at Austin?
We haven't made any formal plans yet, but we were just talking about like where our seats are for the upcoming season, and yeah, if we do want to do something in the future, that would be pretty cool.
There you go. Yeah, it's always awesome. Once you get to learn, oh yeah, I'm here. Oh, you're there. Oh, we're not that far away from each other. And like it's the start of like, to be formal, building a network, but to be informal, like creating friendships. In SGL, and I hope you guys can get to hang out with each other IRL. Not just here in Rocket League, of course. So, you know what? I'm looking forward to MLS this season. It's going to be fun. It's absolutely going to be fun. But that does it for the interview, Kaser. Thank you for joining me right here. I'm going to give you the floor. Say what you want to say. Give your shout outs. Go ahead.
I don't know. Just shout out Runsao, even though he's not here. He always plays phenomenally. Shout out everyone on the team, especially Hophead. Played phenomenal. And I think that's all.
Oh, all good. Keeping it short and sweet. I totally get it. Kaser, GG's. Thank you very much for joining me in this interview. Have a good night, and we will catch you next time.
Thanks for having me. It was great.
That does it for tonight's events, chat. LaCinco12 coming out 3-0 winners against El Matador. Just to see the schedule real quick. Yep, that's the first sweep for this week. 3-1s all the way on the right. A 5-game banger, at the top in the Premier, and a sweep. So we have 2 more matches remaining. Once they'll be scheduled, we will let you guys know. As for the standings, LaCinco12 go up to 37 points. Wait, 37? Something's wrong here. Hold up, one sec. Wait, am I going crazy? I thought they were tied on points with KC Calder. No? Hold up. Sorry, give me one sec. No, they were on 33 points. Sorry, they had the same exact record, but they were on 33 points. My mistake. My bad, chat. Up to 37 in third place, but KC Calder still has to play their game against Timbers Army. Should they get an upset there, they'll be back to third. The battle for third heats up. We will be entering next week with both the Premier League title on the line, as well as, I guess, third place in the Premier. As for the championship, second place race heats up. Steel Army versus EC Defiance to see who will go into second for the championship. And then the Cup finals. The Rebellion versus Steel Army in the Champ Cup, and in the Premier Cup, Frontera Chrome versus LaCinco12. Well, that about wraps it up for tonight's stream. Not too long, but we still did get a good bit of action tonight. So thank you very much for joining me. Everyone in the chat, Devin, Palace, Masta, Shaybomb, Skyline. By the way, don't think I ignored that. Thank you very much for the 500-bit donation, bro. Massive, absolutely massive. We always appreciate your support, by the way. Thank you so much. And if you guys want to catch up on some of the other action from the rest of this week, you can try and see if the VOD still exists on Twitch, but I do highly recommend going to YouTube. Twitch likes to throw out a ton of ads. It can be a bit of a jarring experience when you watch some gameplay and then all of a sudden, boom, ads. So I highly recommend going to YouTube. YouTube is an ad-free experience for all viewers at this time, so if you want to catch up on some past matches, you can go there. You can also check out our past podcast episodes, as well as our clips of the week from this season. All right, thank you very much for joining me here tonight. This is the Only Bazaar signing off. I will see you guys sometime this weekend for the remaining 2 matches. Take care and have a good weekend. See you all later. Peace.